Today we're reviewing Choco Chip Oreo, limited edition. And yes, I have no friggin' clue what a Choco Chip is, but we're gonna find out. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Greg, he's Q, together with Mr. Happy 0121, and today we're reviewing Choco Chip Oreos. Does that mean that they have a knockoff chocolate chip in there? Does that mean, when I was a kid, old enough to live on my own, but still very young, I was really poor and only had like $50 a week to buy groceries with. And they used to have these knockoff brand cookies that you could buy like a whole tray of them for $1, but they wouldn't call them chocolate chip cookies. They were called Choco Chip cookies. What that meant was these cookies were so cheap, they just put little black specks of God knows what in it to make it look like a chocolate chip. I used to buy them by the crate because they were so cheap, but that's the only other time I've ever seen Choco Chip.
Did it taste like chocolate chips? Do you even remember if it...
It was soft and squishy, and your brain wanted to tell you it tasted like a chocolate chip. It just overall tasted like a really poorly made sugar cookie. But that's the only time I've ever seen Choco Chip on a cookie package. I want to say it was like a Walmart brand or maybe like a Kroger knockoff brand. Smells like Oreos. I really don't know what a Choco Chip is supposed to smell like. Now this is kind of unusual. The cookie itself seems to be a mixed bag. Normally they don't mix it. You got some chocolate chip striping or chocolate striping in the cookie. As Q says, it looks like it's got bruises, but you see the chocolate kind of put throughout, like the entire cookie is a Choco Chip, if you will. Not gonna lie, the expectations for this cookie, low. You ready?
I'm ready.
Bite two. Third and final. What has now become a tradition with the Oreo reviews? We are only going to do the center. And once again, you can see where they kind of have like a chocolate chippy thing on the cookie itself. Here we go. Your grade, sir?
86. It's really good. I like it. The only thing I can really compare it to, I don't know if this is like a proper comparison. I feel like it is. It tastes kind of like a chocolate chip pancake. I get kind of like, yeah. I think that's a really good comparison.
I can buy that. I'm going to go, surprisingly, because I had no expectations for this, with a 90. I'm very surprised. I really thought that this cookie would totally suck. Not going to lie.
Yeah, me too.
There was an outtake where I said what I thought the cookie would do that didn't make air. We're trying to keep it PG-13.
Yeah.
So I really thought the cookie would suck. Like you, it didn't taste like a chocolate chip cookie. To me, this tasted like a cookie version of Cookie Crisp cereal. Now, those of you that are familiar know that Cookie Crisp cereal doesn't really taste like cookies. But that's okay. I like it. And I like this. They should have done some cross-marketing with the people at Cookie Crisp.
That would have been a good idea.
That would have been a good idea, I think. I don't know what kind of sales Cookie Crisp has, but it would have looked neat on the package. So a 90 and an 86?
Correct.
Awesome. A couple bits of information before we get to the Facebook shoutouts. Really just one. Something interesting happened this week, and I went on a little rant on Facebook about it. Our Pokémon Go contest video.
The Deathpool one.
The Deadpool one.
Let's not dance around it.
That video, I got a little email from YouTube saying they were not going to monetize it. Now, it had been monetized. They pulled the monetization. What's funny is they don't realize who they're messing with. We're not in this for money. And it's not like that video was ever going to make enough money for us to buy a Coke out of a vending machine with anyway.
Yeah.
So, more than the money, just the idea, they sent me this rambly letter, email outlining why. But they didn't pull it, they didn't age restrict the video. They didn't give me a strike for community guidelines. They didn't do anything other than say, we don't feel that this video is the kind of thing we want to have monetization on. And then they give me a list of reasons, which, in a nutshell, you could go to any Leafy video in the first 30 seconds and he broke every one of these. Videos all over it. He's got videos in the middle of his. Before I had opened that email, I had just watched a Dark 5 video, which I enjoyed a lot. I may even put the link in the description. of grisly things that could happen to people playing Pokemon Go, along with pictures of people being horribly mangled. They had ads. We talked about it and said that we felt that you should be careful, but ours wasn't warranted. We shouldn't have ads. YouTube is a mystery. Well, I put all of that up on Facebook, a big long rant, along with the actual email from YouTube if you want to see it. That's just one of the perks following us on Facebook. Well, today, guess what? They reversed their decision and put the monetization back on it. So we've made like a whopping 3 cents since that happened. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
We're going to retire.
That's it. We're done.
YouTube still continues to this day to be the worst at outlining what you need to do to stay in their guidelines for everything. I mean, I didn't even know you could have your monetization removed if you didn't have a strike or some kind of age restriction. They just kind of pulled this one out of thin air.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's a new one to me, but now they've changed their mind, and they didn't tell me why. What I really think happened is they give you a little thing when something like that happens. If you're a big enough channel and you hit for them to review it, I think someone actually watched the video before they made a decision. God forbid, or actually after they made the decision.
As of lately, aren't they trying to like crack down on videos like bullying and all that on here on YouTube?
They say that.
They say that?
They do it to smaller channels. They take smaller channels down, but people that are big, like Leafy, I know I keep going back to him, he's an easy target in this case, gets away with it on the daily.
So they're kind of like trying to enforce something that's gone way too far. Not gone too far, but there's just so much of it. Where do you start and how do you start?
I think what it comes down to with YouTube is they want to enforce rules when it's best for them. When they're not losing any revenue, it's easy for them to go pick on a guy with 3,000 subscribers. But when someone has 10 million subscribers and they're making that fat cash, well, then it's a little bit more okay what they say. Anyway, this was a long roundabout way to talk about Facebook shoutouts. Facebook shoutouts, now over 450 likes.
John Williams.
What's up, John Williams? John Williams. What's that composer's name, the guy that did Jaws? I know it's Williams. Wouldn't it be cool if the dude
Williams.
Wouldn't it be cool if the dude that did the music for Jaws was watching us right now talk about him?
Probably is.
I wonder if he has one of those little sticks like a conductor.
A conductor wand, or whatever they're called.
Is that what it's called?
Totally, yeah.
All right, John Williams. I believe you also did the music to Star Wars. Some nerd will be like, no, it wasn't John Williams. It was Steve Williams. We know it wasn't Steve Williams. That was actually Dr. Death Steve Williams.
When I was in a band for a very short amount of time, we played a lot of Jaws and Star Wars songs, and they made band shirts with the face of the composer who did those songs.
So now wait a minute. You were in band, and you played the music of Jaws, but you don't know that if John Williams is the name of the composer.
I didn't really play it. I just kind of... The great thing about band is I have a whole section, so I can just kind of sit there and not do anything. Really, I missed that class. It was just like a 45 minutes of zoning out. I really regret kind of dropping out of that class now. But yeah.
I took choir in high school. It was like me and 15 girls. And yeah, I lip sync the hell out of things.
Well, I mean, yeah.
On a daily basis. All right. Next on the shout out list, Michael Latham. Michael, as far as I know, we don't have any composers we can compare you to or anything. But on the lighter side, there's no serial killers or murderers we can accidentally confuse your name with either. So on the one side, we don't have any material about you being a composer, but also we don't have any material about you being a potential serial killer. So those are good things, both of which have happened in the past. I don't know when this video is going to go up. I don't know which channel this video is going to go on. We just have to get the Oreos out there. We got to keep the Oreo ship a-chugging along to go to the Oreo playlist. But either way, before this video airs, you and I on July 25th will be going to see Batman the Killing Joke. And I was all pumped because they were going to do it for one night only. And that was it. We were going to get to see it a week before the world because the DVD comes out a week later.
Yeah.
Well, those bastards at Fathom Events have now added a second night because they sold so many tickets for the first night. So our experience is now only half as special. But we still might do a review. I'm pretty excited to see the movie. We might do a review and put it on the other channel that night. We'll see about it. You got anything else to add, sir?
Nothing to add.
I think you were out of things to add when the video started.
Yeah.
All right, then. I'll let you get to bed. And it's almost 8:45 and those crops aren't going to plant themselves. See, that's how that was supposed to go. First sign of dementia, you get your words confused.
Well, then I may have dementia.
All right, then.
Don't want to startle you.
Oh, well, that's another thing. You startle easy if you have dementia.
Can you have, like early onset? Can you have, like, dementia when you're, like, 16? Is that even possible?
I'm sure it is.
Don't give me things to worry about.
That's all we got. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You thought the video was over, didn't you? As always, you can find us on all social media. Mr. Happy0121. Thanks for watching, and
stay vigilant.
I don't always name the social media because it's a task. Sometimes it wears me out. But we are also on Pinterest. Did you think I had my button broke when I held the thumb?
I didn't know what you're doing.
I stole that from iconic 70s show Chips. At the end of every episode, they would be doing something fun, like going to the bowling alley.
Yeah.
And Punch would be bowling, and then they would stop. You know how every show stops?
Yeah.
And then they would start the credits. But then they would start the scene again. You thought the show was going to end with Punch bowling. And then, like, he throws the ball up in the air and it stops. And then there'd be more credits. And then, like, they would do a group shot and all the people would be like, balls in the air and punches like this. And then more credits. And then just, you know, they would bait you throughout the end to get you through all the credits. And then just before the show ended, like, the ball's going to land on Punch's foot. Fade to black.
You know what's weird?
What?
I was watching Christian movie trailers. For what? Don't ask why. I was just bored. And Ponch, the guy, I'm pretty sure it's Ponch. The guy, yeah, he was in one of them as like
Eric
a janitor.
Estrada? Yeah, he's had a rough go.
Yeah.
He's in the world's worst movie, the guy that keeps suing people about the friendly rabbit or whatever.
Yeah,
We'll do an entire episode about this at some point.
Good.
Ponch is in a movie. Somebody out there, if there's 3 people left, if we even put this up, there's a movie out there about a friendly rabbit or some guy in an animal suit that tries to help kids do things. And, like, it's, like, the world's worst movie. It's been called out. And this guy, every time somebody makes, like, a funny video about it, he tries to have it taken down. He gets copyright strikes put on him. He's just, like, horrible.
He's extremely sensitive to
He's very sensitive about his movie, but Ponch is in that. I'm going to find that trailer and send it to you. All right.
Please do.
Now, where was I?